All right. It did not go smoothly as Coach Cheryl Reeves would have liked, but once they found their rhythm, there was no stopping them. The dominant front court of duo Asia Wilson and Breonna Stewart led the charge, helping Team USA secure a commanding 102-76 victory over reigning silver medalist Japan. Mission accomplished. This is an impressive win. Not only sets the tone for the rest of the tournament, but also reminds everyone why Team USA is a powerhouse in women's basketball in the Olympics. But there was an issue. There was a problem. What was the problem? They won. So, King, what was the problem? Uh-oh. Some numbers came in. We'll discuss right after this. Let's go.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept your lack of focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find a me in me.
This Your Sport by King David Jordan.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? As you saw tonight, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me real quickly for the King Joe Show. Man, we have a crazy, crazy show for you today. And if you did not know, the Olympics is going on. Unless you've been under a rock somewhere, you know that the Olympics is going on. The Team USA basketball team had a game today against Japan earlier this afternoon, and they came out victorious 102-76 over Japan in a dominant victory for the U.S.A. Olympic basketball team, women's basketball team. But we have problems. There is a situation going on at the Olympic basketball team that we just found out, and we've been saying that this is going to happen. Now, what we saw and what we found out was this, right? What we found out was this, that in the situation with women's basketball, all year, especially when we found out who made the team, who did not make the team, a lot of us who are cover the sport, new to the sport, are fans of maybe not WNBA, but Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. You got the Reese's Pieces, you got the Clarkies, you got the fans and everybody. We were wondering why none of the younger players, like Caitlin Clark didn't make the team. Why didn't Caitlin Clark make the Olympic team? And if you remember we had this come up recently in Paris when one of the people who chose the team, none other than Miss Dawn Staley, the championship coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, she had this to say. Why I stop choking. Play that.
About women's basketball, the run you at South Carolina had to the national championship, a perfect season. Obviously, Caitlin Clark. And there was so much conversation on should Caitlin be on the U.S. women's national team. You were part of the selection group. Mm-hmm. Give me your read on that now that we've got a little bit of time and we can get into some clear air to see what happened.
Right. When as a committee member, you're charged with putting together best team of players, the best talent. Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, shooting the ball extremely.
Now, you heard what she said. She said that she would play how she was playing now, then she would have made the team. Okay? So a lot of us was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And I told y'all it's all about agenda. We told y'all all of that. We told you it's all about agenda and what was going on with the agenda and what the team has. And we had a lot of people, a lot of pundits were saying, hey, if you put Caitlin on the team, you know, you guys are legitly the favorites to win. With Caitlin Clark or without Caitlin Clark, you guys are favored to get another gold medal. As a matter of fact, I think they won 56 consecutive Olympic wins for the USA women's basketball team, national team, 56 consecutive Olympic wins. So chances are you're probably going to win this game, right? You're probably going to win. But the reason we wanted Caitlin Clark on the team, and all of us kept saying, you know, started with your boy, you know, some others. A lot of us started saying, hey, wait a minute. You're not going to put CC on the team? What about growing the game? They said, hey, we don't care about growing the game. We said, hey, what about growing the league? She's a rookie. We're not going to put her on the team. We're going to keep the players that we got on our team. We're here to win, not grow the game. But you won 56 games in a row. So all of us kept looking at the committee, Don Staley, the others that are part of Coach Reeves, and we started saying, hey, man, y'all really need to put Caitlin on the team. No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it at all. We're not going to do it. Caitlin, save your clock. I like that, VVS. What's up, VVS? Hey, we told you to put Queen Caitlin on the team. And you guys are like, no, we're not going to do it. And guess what? So you go out there and you play Japan, and I watched that game. I watched it. Reluctantly, but I did. I checked it out. And U.S. did what they're supposed to do, but the first half, it was close. Third quarter got closer. They went on a run at the end of the game to blow the game out. But the issues that I said that the WNBA women's national team was going to have, they had. And I told you it's going to be at the guard position. Guard position. Chelsea Gray, she was horrible. She couldn't hit a three to save her life. And if it wasn't for Sabrina Escanu coming in and hitting a couple of threes at the end of the game, they was like 1 for 13, 1 for 14 for threes. And until they came in and went on a little run at the end, around the end of the third quarter, hey, it was a close game. I think they had got it down to like 5 or 6, Japan. And when we saw the height differential, the tallest player in Japan was, what, 6'1"? And you saw them trying their best to guard Brittany Griner, who was 9 feet tall, looked like out there. And she was catching the ball with one hand and holding it over their head like, oh, you know, when you're playing smaller, you playing with your little cousin, your little friend, your little brother, you was taller than them. You play the little kids. I go out there and play the little kids now when I go do my volunteer work. I got to play little basketball with the little kids now. And I just hold the ball up, hey, they jumping up trying to get it. That's how Japan look like playing, you know, the United States women's basketball team. Look like it was big women out there playing a little bunch of little girls, but the little girls out there shooting that thing. And the United States struggled from 3. What does Caitlin Clark do well? What does she do well? So Caitlin Clark wasn't a part of the team. She was not selected, as you just heard Don Staley said. They felt like there was other players there. And we kept saying, why? You're going to win. You're probably going to win the goal anyway. Why not take this opportunity to grow the game? Why not take this opportunity to get a star out there? And then we started hearing the rumors about, hey, some of the players will feel uncomfortable with everybody cheering her name. And we was like, you know, which they were right. Because when we got there tonight, the first thing we saw, we pulled up to the game, the first thing that we saw when we pulled up to the game, Ashley, was a sign that says, you're going to need Caitlin Clark to beat us. That's the first thing they walked into the gym and they saw today was Caitlin Clark's eyes. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You know, so it was funny. It really, really was. Still, because you did not select her, you still were feeling her presence, even though she wasn't there. And you saw this sign as soon as you walked into the gym. You saw this sign here. You need Caitlin Clark to beat us. And she had on the U.S.A. hoodie. That's hilariously funny to me. That's hilarious. And she had on the U.S.A. hoodie. They said you need Caitlin Clark to beat us. So her presence was still felt, even though she wasn't there physically. Her presence was still there. So USA, they struggled. Like I said, the first couple of halves, they struggled. The first half, they struggled. The second half, they came back and played it the way they possibly should have played it. And it was funny because we saw the way they guarded Caitlin Clark was kind of how Japan guarded them. And they was having trouble bringing the ball up the court. They was making turnovers. They was making bad decisions with the ball. And they was missing three. So everybody was sitting there. We was going like, well, dang, they should have got Caitlin. No way they shouldn't have Caitlin. They should not have had Caitlin on this Olympic team. No way. But the size took over. Sabrina came in, hit a couple of shots. Stewie played very well. And, of course, Aja Wilson came out there and did her thing. Aja Wilson came out there and did her thing. And they got a victory. They got a blowout victory at the end. 102-76, winning over the reigning silver medalist, Japan. But I have to admit, I know a lot of people that was watching the game. A lot of us was kind of like, not like we was rooting for Japan, but we're just like, ooh. When they would hit them threes, we was like, ah. And the thing that we said, and Steve Desio, you said it right. Thank you for watching. You said the biggest problem with Team USA is they have no one to guard or go against offensive small, quick guards. Caitlin Clark is a player, as we saw in the USA versus WNBA. But we told you that was going to happen. We told you that the problem with the United States basketball team and what they would be missing is athleticism at guard. You put Chelsea Gray on the team, and they kept saying the point guard, and I'm like, no, the new point guard is Caitlin Clark. New point guard is Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark. They kept trying to say Kelsey Gray. I mean, what's the Chelsea Gray was the point guard? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, no, she's turning the ball over. She's having trouble getting the ball on half court. And we saw this in the All-Star game, kind of the similar thing that was happening. And when those point guards got the ball and they run the high screen roll, they was getting layups. I really kind of blame Japan's head coach because the coach started pressing it. For some reason in the third quarter, he stopped doing the full court press. And I get your team gets tired. They get a little bit tired. They get, running that full court with the United States is hard. It's hard. But he stopped pressing them, and I think that kind of hurt them in the game. But one of the issues that we said was athleticism at the guard. Athleticism at the guard. And they said Coach Reese was cussing them out at halftime, asking them what was going on. But they come back and they play well. Aja Wilson goes off and does her thing. She does her thing, and she continues to play well. They were up 11 at halftime, then ran out to a 27-17 in the third quarter. And there was simply no answer for Wilson and Stewie. The two combined for 46 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 blocks, 21 for 31 for the field. At the time, just playing volleyball. It just looked like it was big women playing against little women. And it literally was. Right? And I couldn't help but see a lot of people that was watching the game, that I was watching the game and communicating with, saying, man, especially the first time, they were like, yo, kind of rooting for Japan. And we said that the United States is going to have a problem with popularity. We said it was going to be a problem. Guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? The numbers are in. USA, Japan, according to reports online, USA, Japan had the lowest attendance of any women's Olympic basketball game so far. Wow. Let's look at some of the things that people were saying. The lowest attendance right now, Spain and China had 27. Listen, man, they was getting out beat by that's crazy. Let's look at that. Spain and China 27,000. Serbia, Puerto Rico 15,000. Nigeria and Australia 24,000. Germany and Belgium 20,000. France and Canada 20,000. USA, Japan 13,040. That's 8,000 below the average attendance of the. Oh my God. This is wild. This is wild. 13,000 is 8,000 below the average attendance for the first couple of days. Jeez. And then we had the media come in regarding the USA Women's Basketball Conference not being well attended by the press. They said that the draw isn't there. Check this out. They said the women's basketball press not being well attended by the press. The draw isn't there. What will the viewership numbers show during the Olympic run? That the press in Paris isn't that interest. This is someone that was there said, hey, I know during the team press conference the other day, the room was pretty empty. Not many press empty. That's crazy. Not many press members at all. And a lot of people are saying, well, why, King? They're dominant. Why? They have all the best players. But we know the team hasn't ever lost, saying they need Clark. Media attention, yeah, they really need to put a couple of rookies on this game. Couple of rookies. That's crazy. Oh, they actually have the pictures of the empty press room. Oh man, that looks bad. That blow it up a little bit. Can we get a little higher on that? That looks horrific. They have a low. They actually have low. That looks really, really bad. Nobody's in the press room to interview these ladies. 0%. And we tried to tell you guys. We definitely tried to tell you guys what it was going to be. And this is what we said when we were talking about this. When people were saying, hey, you guys need to put Caitlin on the team. Hey, put Caitlin on the team. We kept telling you guys, listen, you're probably going to win anyway. Now, you're probably going to win anyway. But what we need you to do is, now you want to look at growing the game. And listen, if the United States does not win gold, check this out. Everybody, I'm telling you from the beginning, everybody on the committee should be fired. Everybody. Everybody on the committee should be fired. If they don't win gold, everybody on the committee could be fired. And in all fairness, if you look, and we tried to tell you guys that they did, because people was telling us, hey, they got the best players on the team. They got the best players in the WNBA that's playing in the league. We kept telling us they're not the best players. They don't have the best players. They're not. You know, they may at one point in time been the best player, but currently now, they're not the best players. They don't. And when you look at the numbers, which you have the number chart here, and you look at the numbers here, you see, look, Caitlin Clark is leading Jewel Lloyd and Chelsea Gray in everything except one. Chelsea Gray is a scorer, and Chelsea Gray barely got on the court. I don't think she scored in the game. So you just take that off, because she didn't even score. And Chelsea Gray did not play well. She shot, 0. She missed every three she took. I think she's like 2 for 7, 2 for 8. It was crazy. And this is the thing that a lot of people have been saying. Hey, and Japan for the first half played that exciting style of basketball. And this is the thing a lot of us were saying when we sit here and say, hey, no way that you guys should have Caitlin Clark on this team. You're doing your team, you're doing the United States, you're doing all of us a disservice by not putting Caitlin Clark on this team. Hey, go in there, let me know, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree? Do you not agree? I'm just saying, man, at the end of the day, it's looking bad. 13,000, no press. You gotta look yourself in the eye. You gotta look at the committee. You gotta look at the players. And you gotta ask, hey, what should have you done? Let me know if you agree. Should they have gotten Caitlin Clark and putting Caitlin Clark on the team? Who should they left off to put Caitlin Clark on the team? Let me know. We'll be back a little bit later. Thank you so much for joining the King Joe Show. We'll see you guys on the other side. CC's, what's up?